And good evening, everyone. I'm Handsome Lars Kastrup, and you're watching TRACC, now complete with my lightning screwing with me. Our event tonight is the first round of the second season of our TCR Championship, and it'll be taking place at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. A track we're not very familiar with in terms of European racing usually, but normally considered a very good track for, well, many other people. Go. Alright, for the next 2 hours, we'll be having a very standard affair of sim racing in touring car shapes. New slide here. We got a 20-minute qualifying coming up, followed by a 13-lap qualifying race, with the grid has been set by our qualifying. In race 2, we take tire 8, we flip them over, and we have a bigger race for 16 laps. And you might think, yeah, we can sandbag the first race, but you can't. Because there are 18 drivers, and finishing 9th is not an option, obviously. Let's see. Of course, there are points for both races. And with 6 events, we'll have 12 races. And it's not a long season, so every event will count. As I said, we are on Mid-Ohio, a track unfamiliar to most people, at least outside the USA. And despite being famous for motorcycle racing, IMSA, IndyCar, all that stuff, I think we need a refresher. So here comes our head honcho, Julian Strasser, with a quick tutorial for the track.
We start off the lap by getting a good run out on the start-finish straight. Third longest straight only on the track. Brake shortly before 100, try to not cross the inside curb and do not go over the outside curb into the grass. Brake at about 200 into the keyhole. Go for a double apex to get a good run onto the longest straight on the track. A 300 start braking for turn 4. In third gear, go through it, down into second gear, into madness. And try to get wide flowing lines through this very flowing section and hit all of them apexes. Through the S's now. Braking at the start of the sausage off the left into third gear through turn 8. Go to the right here, hack the wall, brake shortly before 100. Try to carry as much speed. Here go wide for a late apex in order to make the turn 12. And across the line we go.
And here we are. Qualifying started around 90 seconds ago, and our drivers are just now coming around the track. Now, as we don't actually know anyone here, I'll spend the next few minutes talking about the ones to watch, so to say, and we're starting here with Nils Van Dijkeld, who, apparently in my notes, if I may just double check them, won our track race at Macau a few days ago. And just see if I can find notes here again. Should apparently have run the race at a dominant performance. Now, I have more notes, obviously. There we go. I have to correct myself here. He won the preseason Silverstone race, destroying the field in both races. Moving on. Here we go. Let's find it this time. This Adam Kurian, one of our three Hungarian drivers today. He is the guy who did very well in Macau a few weeks ago. And he is currently 5th in our standings, despite not having actually set a time yet. And we have certain people have high expectations for him. And we'll see if he can carry on that stuff. And our final driver that is important to look at is Lukas Fisher, whom some of you may know from ACCSS. Lukas is the Season 1 champion in, well, this exact Honda. And when he's not going off track, he's damn fast. Let's see. As I said, we have 18 drivers. Let's just switch over here. In a Hyundai, we have Pavel Oronovich, one of the head honchos for the league. And also, in a, well, let's just see, that is an Opel, yes. An Opel Astra. Is Julian Strasser or other fine gentleman. We just go here. And those are, well, I think 6 of the most important people, but we'll see a lot of them. Including our current 2nd place here, Miklas Gal, Piotrek Blaskasak, and Colin Barger. All of which being fast drivers in their own right. But let's start with looking at Van Dijkeld, who already set the first lap, but is now going for a cheeky little triple purple sector. And we'll see if he can do it. Ironically, he can't. But still, we have not seen the last of him. He is definitely gonna set a faster time. Only 500s. 50 hundredths even. Not a long time after, we got Kurian, who got a good slipstream on Julian Strasser here, as he has just more or less started the lap. Kurian here driving in the, as they say, it's a Scion performance. It is a Volvo. It is a, I believe it is a S60. Basically, it's built on. And with that delicious amount of slipstream, he should be able to set a good first sector. Let's see. It is not purple. It is not even green, apparently. But I can confirm it is a 10th faster than the Kurkel's Sector 1. A good old bumper came through here on this very bumpy mid-Ohio track. You can really appreciate all the bumps here now. Okay, here comes. Invalid lap, I'm afraid. As to happen. Let's look at number 3, Miklas Gal. I am being told that it's also an invalid lap. Or 3rd Hungarian, Sultan Petri. Currently perfectly stationary. Let's see if we can find some interesting drivers to watch. Moving down, we actually have 2 Swiss people, the other one being Johan Karlberg in the Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Currently P8, but with a bit of luck, he should be able to set some good times. He is only, well, he is less than a second ahead, no, behind. And that is a green sector. See if we can keep it up. as we are getting some... We were getting yellow flags shown. Apparently. We are still getting used to this whole new software thing. Let's see how Sector 2 looks. Although... yeah, he has lost a lot of time this time though. Let's go to the completely other end of the grid. Chris Bloom from South Africa. Driving another car you don't see a lot. As in, I actually not touch what car that is. But still, no matter the car, it is not very fast, but participation is, you know, its own reward sometimes. See Cokill pulling a yellow flag, letting a car by so he can do a quick lap next time around. Let's see here. Now, that is another lap that has been blown. Well, let's see what Curran can do on his next lap. Still 10 minutes to go to set a proper banger. Find right button, we may be able to go on board of the car. Many new buttons, we haven't learned all of them yet. I'm afraid here in the commentary booth, because we are doing today with no practice. Unlike the drivers who did have a good 60 minutes of practice before starting this very qualifying event. Tenths down. Slightly too hard cutting here, but still valid. Very aggressive driving style. Being that aggressive, haven't actually lost too much time, only a 10th. And he goes straight to the pit, so let's go back to old sitter Van Dijkeld, who might still set a fastest lap. Well, another fastest lap. Has not, and he also invalidated that lap. Let's go back here and look at Lukas Fisher, last season's champion. Currently perched solidly in P12. Although he is behind, he is sitting what appears to be a fastest, his personal best lap so far. Let's just double check that. Yeah, P7. That's more like it. That is definitely more like it. He should be doing that good. It also means he has taken down Piotrek Blaskakak in his Lada. Have two Ladas in the grid tonight, him and Mitros Khan. Now, Ladas have been very impressive in touring car racing for the past decade. But it's good to see them actually be in a game. And more to the point, that people actually use them. Down here, let's see. That is a car that has taken a beating, I think. Or maybe it's supposed to look like that. We may never know. Go on here with the other Austrian guy, Daniel Strobel. 132. Second and a half behind, but if we are going to do 13 and 16 laps, consistency might pay off. There we go. Baron Frost coming in here, knocking himself up to P10. And also knocking over a cone. And mowing the lawn and resetting. But in doing that, he does knock Jesper Eriksen off P10. So let's see if he has counter response. He does not, I think. Although I'd imagine he is waiting up for next lap. I would appear so. Very weird track configuration. The main straight is barely a straight. Let's see what he can do in this one. His fastest Sector 1 is half a second slower than old sitter Van Dijkeld. But he's not aiming for that, he's aiming maybe just take a 10th off, or 2/10, that would do a great deal for his positioning. Yeah, so far so good. That is almost exactly 2/10 off. I love those lumps of unburned fuel just being thrown into the cars. Sounds spectacular. Fortunately, he has lost a lot of time. Let's see if he can push it up a bit. I'm afraid he can't. Elsewhere on the track, Warren Frost, the man who punked him, is trying again. We'll come to him in a second. But it's time for a Hungarian brigade. It is still Kurian in front of Gal and Pettery. As our Austrian man once said, we really should be racing under the Austro-Hungarian flag. Oh, this is a purple sector. Dijkeld has set taking another 10th off his best lap. So Adam Curran Herring has to go faster. Car really dancing on the balance here. Oh, 2 purples. Are we gonna get a Hungarian on the pole position? We are not! Was close, but not close enough. At least he defends against Gal, because he's only 5 thousandths of a second ahead. See Miklas here also setting a purple sector. Still has potential. I'm afraid it doesn't have enough potential. And what is our final member of the Hungarian gang doing? Sultan Pettery in the unsponsored Renault Clio. Or McGann. At least it's a Renault. That much I'm sure of. And he's gonna start his lap now, I think. Yes, he is. The UI can be a bit weird about it sometimes. Checking in with him in a moment. Let's see what Kurian's doing. Another purple sector. He will get one more shot at qualifying. Not good enough. 3 tenths behind. Pick up. Gal also with a purple sector. You're really nailing that first sector. But they can't quite nail the rest of the track. It's still good. And he takes second. We'll see. He cannot, but he can make a big gap for it, and he still has one more chance left. Or he does not. The game has decided that that was the session. So Nils Van Dijkeld takes pole position in front of Adam Kurian, Mikkel Scan, and Sultan Pettery. We also have Julian Strasser, Joran Karlberg, Lukas Fisher, and Piotr Blaszczak. Then we got our dynamic British duo of Colin Barker and Warren Trust. Ed of Jesper Eriksson, Al Oronovic, Paolo Stopinski, Saulius Loinavicius is our Lithuanian individual today. Our only American Aiden Hill is in front of Paul Dresser, and Chris Bloom is last in the grid. 1 minute until we can start with race 1. A nice little grid view here. Some are already on the grid actually. Now this is going to be a 13 lap race, and top 8 is going to get reversed. And in doing so, we're going to create the grid for race 2. Just put up track map? No, we cannot put up the track map. We can only make the game blacker, apparently. This is our first broadcast on this channel, and well, we don't plan on it being the last. But we simply have to hope that the game doesn't break on us. Alright, here we go. We have some ice lighting up. We'll see what happens next. Now coming into T1. It is Dijkeld, Kurian, Gal. And cones are being killed. But everyone has made it through T1 in one piece. Gal has lost the position. But we have everyone through T2 as well, actually. So far, so good. But the real hero is Dijkeld, who is currently just, if not sailing away, well, he's gonna have a good advantage now. But Kurian is coming in from behind. No one is dead yet. This is a good start. Let's see how it goes. E6 is Lukas Fisher, who has made a few positions on the start. Harass Colin Barker. Down in P12, the Pommels have switched position. with Stopinski coming up ahead. In the back, it is still Aiden Hill and Chris Bloom lagging qualifying. Going back up ahead here for the end of lap 1, Kokeld ahead of Kurian. With the exception of Gal losing a position to Kurian and Fisher making up several positions, not many things have actually changed. We still have some dirt in the background, but mostly everything is fine as Julian Stratton makes a mistake here. A lot of cars behind him, and they're forming a bit of a cluster or something. Very close action so far. One of the Renaults is coming in. More dirt on the track. So far, everyone is alive and fine. As we see a move from the ladder, and it is massively denied by, for some reason, Sultan Perry, who has lost several positions. He must be responsible for one of the dust clouds from earlier. Come back up front here. Kokeld has taken a big gap, so let's go look at P2 and P3. Gal has come back towards Kurian. Back across Kurian. And well, lots of action so far as Fisher goes into 4th. Stewart's decision, apparently. I'm afraid we kind of missed that message. But something happened. I think that's the important part. Let's see, there's an attack on Julian here by Johan Kalber. I think it's gonna stick. We don't really have the camera angles to tell yet. No. And I think we have some Rana and Renault action. Bit of touching. A lot of touching, a lot of side-by-side action. I think there's a collision or two there. I think Piotrek hits number 52. Let me just double check. Audi, yeah, I think he hit him. However, there is no damage in this game, apparently. Also, Paolo Supinski has retired. It is quite uncertain why, because he was doing laps just fine. And so, your trick is either lagging or crashing. In any case, both Polish people, no, two of the Polish people have disappeared for some reason. Piotrek due to crashing, but Pavel, I think, may have been an internet issue. Let's go back and look at the train here. Battery who wants to claw his way back up to 4th where he started. The big battle here is of course to avoid finishing 9th, which is currently occupied by Warren Frost. P9 will start P9 in the next race, but P8 will start in pole. Let's go back and look at our Hungarian battle here. Surely the closest battle on track. The question is, where will Kurian take that massive Volvo and attack with it? Neither this Cyan or this Lada are the most nimble of cars. And this track is a track of 4 nimble cars. So where do you attack? Or to the point, does he want to attack? Or will he be okay with just waiting and seeing if Gal makes a mistake? Looking in for a move here. Let's go on the bumper cam. And that is collision cam, more like it. Pretty sure they were touching. Well, keeping it close in the family, I guess. Ooh, we're still looking at it. We are going to look elsewhere in the track, but this is too close not to look at. And they seem content with letting Kokil just going away now, getting away with everything. And that's also content with having Fisher catching them. Let's get us some rear bumper cam here. In fact, let's actually look here from Lukas Fisher, because we're just gonna see that small train of people behind him. It is Colin Barker, Sultan Pettere, Johan Kalber, and Julian Strasser. Strasser currently holding that much wanted 8th, which will let him be in pole in race 2. And behind we're seeing a move. Ericsson going past, or at least side by side with Warren Frost. Bit of door rubbing, which actually lets Mr. Liferenia catch up to. Not the cleanest of moves, but it is touring car racing, and that is what happens. Or less at least. Like up front, it is more of the same. Can he make a move into T1? Should he make a move? That's a long straight after that one. Oh, he appears to be content with letting it go. And also eating some gravel. So far a very clean race, with the exception of Piotr Blaskakak crashing out. We appear to have all people on track. So just to reiterate, it is Van Dijkeld leading the race in front of Mikkel Skaal, Adam Curran, Lukas Fisher, Colin Barker, Sultan Pettere, Johan Kalber, Julian Strasser, Jesper Eriksson, Warren Frost, Saulius Laurinivicius, I think, Daniel Strobel, Aiden Hill, Powell over Norwich, Paul Drosser, and in our last position, our last qualifier, Chris Bloom. As we're approaching the halfway mark of the race. Very close between them. Elsewhere to track, Alberg is making more moves. Not constant when just with annoying Strasser, he's gonna annoy Pettere too. As Strasser looks on jealously in the background. Ericsson, after his rubbing attack on Frost, is now P9. Strobel looks like he could be attacking in the very next corner. Or now, in fact. Outside, we have a bit of door action. And he yields. Probably a very clever decision, all things considered. Ooh, okay, never mind. That was a nose-to-butt attack. We have a yellow flag. Ooh, and there goes Chris Bloom. On the roof and everything. That's a bonk. Good thing there's no damage in this game. Or at least in this series. We'll be running out of cars in no time. Duran still challenging Gal. Still not quite making the move, but behind him, Parker has actually made it up to Fisher. Parker, who started in, I believe, P9 or P10. Strobel is back on the attack. He's gonna try the outside move again. Didn't work the last time. How about this time? Oh, is he gonna slingshot him? Oh, Frost actually closes the door. But disregard that. We just can't catching Strasser here. Colbert made a mistake, so that leaves the door open. And he closes the door. I'm not sure what Strasser is doing. Really not sure at this point, but we'll see. What this Audi can do. Not much. We have a bit of a stalemate going on, as Chris Bloom has officially retired after his redouble role, I think. Meaning we have 15 out of 18 drivers left. Everyone seems content with just letting the last few laps go by with no harm. Let's go look at the back here. Old Druzzer. Ah, it's a Seat, I think. That's embarrassing I didn't see that. And it's a Seat Cupra. Ahead of him we got... Oh, hello? In a Hyundai? Yeah, something. Got a pretty car, actually. Oh, we got another attack move coming in here. Colin Barker is now looking at P4, Lukas Fisher. Again. Except this time, it might actually work. Or will it? Who has the straight line speed? My gut feeling says Audi, but... it is not always that simple. Door to door. And Fisher just coldly actually makes that mistake as they touch. And Fisher yields it to Barker because I think he knew he hit him. And he hit him hard. Oh, we have to go back here with Strasser is making the moves again. And failing, I think. We are 2 laps to go, and let's go actually look at our race leader, who has only 7 seconds ahead. He's only 7 seconds ahead, but Right Rush, you are currently winning. Nils Van Dijkeld. And now we're getting some drama here. Battle for the reverse battle or pole position next race. Carlberg, closely chased by Strasser, closely chased by Pettery. But see as well, Lukas Fisher is trying again. Ooh, that was a shove and a half. That was a shove and a half. But he is a gentleman, so he does yield it a bit. Doesn't take advantage. But I mean, if you gotta hit someone, hit him door to door. Oh, elsewhere we see Perry has made a mistake apparently. And has lost several seconds. Maybe he got a bit too greedy. With not a lot of race left, will Kurian make any kind of move? Although, my gut feeling says no. And my gut feeling tends to be wrong. Elsewhere to track, we got more side by side. Strobel is making a move on Frost, but I don't think that's gonna help him a lot. Frost has the inside, and they're touching wheel to wheel, which effectively shuts the door. Let's go look at our race leader. As he is approaching some kind of flag. Yep, and that's how you deal with Nils Van Dijkeld, race 1 winner of the Season 2 TRACC TCR Championship. Mikkel Skal coming in second in front of Adrian Kurian. Behind him, Colin Barker and Lukas Fisher. Strasser, Carlberg, Pettery, who is going to be pole on race 2. Jesper Eriksson coming in 9th. Warren Frost 10th in front of Dalen Strobel. Salius, Laurie Novicius, Aiden Hill, Paul Oronovich, Paul Drosser. Paul Stopinski was disqualified. Again, I'm afraid this is a reason I don't quite know about, because it said something. It simply said something. But that was race 1. If you look at the fastest laps, all of them were pretty competitive and close to each other. Of course, Nils Van Dijkeld set the fastest lap, but he held back, I think. He definitely held back. But he can't hold back in race 2, where he will be starting P8. Let's see. The game sets up for race 2. Now this is going to be 16 laps. Same track, slightly different track conditions. I'll be waiting for that. Let's see. No. As it yeets me out of the server. This is okay. We will try that again. The server switching sessions. We knew that. Let's just cut to cameras here. Cut to my Borges' face for a moment here. We're just sitting up, getting ready for race 2. Dijkeld won pretty dominantly from pole position. He can't do it again. I mean, likely he does it again, but there's gonna be 7 guys ahead of him. And Pettery, who did start 4th in the qualifying in race 1, well, he should be the favorite because, well, if he hadn't crashed in race 1, he would be doing so much better in this race. But when you have guys this close in pace, concentration, it only means a slight mistake will ruin your race. Anyway, we're gonna switch back to the track now. As the cars slowly come on the grid. While we are here, let me just take a moment to say thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel, follow it. Because, well, we're not done. We'll be back next week with, I believe it would be Road America. Anyway, Sultan Pettery is on pole position. In front of Karlberg, Strasser, Fisher, Barger, Curry, Gal, and Dijkeld. And we're already live, already going. Let's see if we can do something on T1. Everyone seems to come through, except for a cone. Lots of cones getting murdered, but everyone seems to survive lap 1. Or T1 at least. We got them touching. That appeared to be Gal again. Everyone looking more or less the way they should. Actually, we do have, I think, Stallius, I believe, had an incident or just didn't start, and Aiden Hill is perfectly stationary on the grid. That is not good. That's actually very bad. Let's hope he's gone by the time to come through. Harry's still leading. Can he use the clear track to get some damage done? They are not that far behind him. Not that far behind him at all. Dijkeld is only up 1 position, but he took that on Gal, and if he can come past Kurian, well, he should find the rest of them to be relatively easy pickings. He is still stationary, Aiden Hill. But luckily, it's P17, so he's not going to be in the way. Hopefully. More cones are getting murdered behind us. And cars are still dauntingly close. Surely, Dijkeld is coming past now, as we see an Alpha go on the grass. As we can see, it's beautiful weather in Mid-Ohio today. Mid-Ohio, which is actually located in the north-central part of the northern part of Ohio. That's some history facts. Ascal is making a move. Number 1 and 2 in the last race are gonna have a battle to death about it. Ahead of them, their positions remain perfectly unchanged, actually. And behind them, well, we already got a gap. Not a big gap, a few seconds, but they really shows you what being P1 and P9 does too. And which is why P9 is a terrible place to finish. Doubt we'll see them again anytime soon. Curran has made a position. He has gone out to Barker. Or Barker has lost the position, I suppose, because I doubt he's going to be able to keep Coquille behind him. But for long, at least. Hi, Gulio in the chat. What's up? And hi, guys. Well, it's just me. Just me today. Me and around 17 guys crashing into each other. Here he is going up to like... Well, he's reaching a second's advantage. And Karlberg and Strasser has gone a solid second ahead of Fisher. But this is a slightly longer race, so we might still see, well, a thrilling conclusion at least. Aiden Hill is still stuck on the track as they come around him again. But this time they should be aware of him. But that is not a good place to park. It's a terrible place to park. Now we see someone eating gravel. That would be Fisher. Kurian is actually making up a lot of decisions now. To remind you, if you didn't watch race 1, Coquille won it in front of Mittelskal and Adam Kurian. And the grids were reversed from P8 to P9, P1 to P8. And we got some wall banging going on, I think. Ooh, and there goes Kurian. His aggressive style came back and bit him in behind. Not unlike what happened to Petery in race 1. So we are back to for race 1's podium. Coquille, Gal, and Kurian. Except this time there are 5 guys ahead of them. Fisher doing a bit of slidey action in the oval. As we see Strasser coming out to take Petery. Don the bomb came again. Get appreciation for that majestic Renault's behind. And just to appreciate just how bumpy this track is. As Julian goes off-road, big yellow flag. He locked everything. And that is how you crash. Unfortunately for him, we got that on camera. So that's him down to P14. And goodbye, Jesper Eriksson. Good day, Jesper Eriksson, to P8. And well, everyone behind him. Elsewhere on the track, Coquille has gone past Barber again. And with 12 left to go, he can definitely still win it. Considering he is only 3.5 seconds behind Petery. Now, I wish we had a replay system, but I'm pretty sure what happened to Strasser is that he simply locked the front brakes. And you can't do that in these cars. Well, you can't do that in any car, but in these cars, it's extra bad. So 6 laps in, it is still Petery, Karlberg, and Fisher. Strasser used to be up there, but that has been cancelled by himself. Now Coco is coming in on Barker. And Barker is giving him a wide berth and he just goes past. I personally think you should fight him, but... well, I'm not driving. Well, I don't know. Ah yes, Alfred says go Nils go, and that is some good advice. He should go. Go fast. Now apparently I'm not entirely sure what happened. I was looking at something. But we had a slight change in positions. As another person makes a slight mistake. And Kokil is already up for Karlberg. And if he goes past him, then we got a magnificent chase. Yeah, Aiden Hill's still stuck on the track. We still don't know why. But we can see top 7 here. Here we're going quite wide here. He cannot afford to do that, otherwise it's going to be a co-killed 1-2. Or win race 1, win race 2, and pole position. See, Barker is attacking. Barker does like attacking. He did start P9 or P10 and ate his way up in race 1. Simply just nommed all over the competition, but now he's being the one being devoured. As the Hungarians of Gal and Kurian are attacking. Hello, Ken280. Thank you for watching. And there goes Barker. No, not Barker, I'm afraid. Fisher. He had a very good run, but apparently his talent has run out. Or his luck. And he's down to P7. Let's go back and look at the attack here. Peter is still leading, but the moment Nils goes past Karlberg, he becomes a sitting duck. And there we go. 2.2 seconds. Expect that to go lower, and we have a yellow flag. It's Chris Bloom again, I'm afraid. He crashed in race 1, and he crashed here. Shame. For only South African entry. And as we look at Chris, Nils is already taking 3 tenths. We'll catch up with that later. We're just gonna see the Hungarian gang go bumper to bumper again. Just like in race 1, Kurian just being stuck on the rear bumper of Gal for the entire race. But let's see if Barker can interrupt that. As we just see Fisher having a moment, to put it mildly. He had a moment. Let's see, did these two guys have a moment? Barker defense. Kurian comes in for the kill. 3 guys going door to door. This is what I love. Got some more yellow flags, I think. No. I am being wrong again. See, up 6, still in nice order. Nothing has gone terribly wrong yet, except for the fact that Nils is slowly but surely eating up to Petery now that he has clean air. Let's go look back here. It is Daniel Strobel attacking again. He did a lot of attacking of Warren Frost in race 1, and I'm glad to see that that hasn't changed. Very aggressive guy. I like him. Behind him we have Paul Stropinski, who was disqualified in the first race for whatever reason, and Paul Drosser, sorry. finished last. See what's happening here? Of kissing. Some light kissing. Lots of light kissing, actually. I'll go back and check, because the Hungarians at it again. But I'm more ahead that we aren't already going back, because it is actually turning into a 5-man train now. Ericsson ahead of Frost, Strobel, Stupinski, and Drosser. As Nils Van Dijkeld has actually taken the lead down on Peter to just less than a second. It is not gonna be long before we'll have to watch those two. For a moment, let's see if anyone is gonna break this quaint little train. Oh, we're gonna go elsewhere because the battle of the head honchos, Pavel and Julian. Pavel started down there, and Julian crashed his way down there. But they are the league presidents, so we're gonna look at them. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Haha, that was a love touch. That was a lovely little touch. We're gonna go back up because Warren Frost has gone past Jesper Eriksson. And Strobel is just standing there menacingly. Lots of door-to-door actions on this. First round of Season 2 of the TRACC TCR Championship. And we'll be on air at this time for the next 6 weeks, all on American tracks this season. And yeah, we're still taking more members. We might never stop taking members. We're almost at 200 members on our Discord, which I don't really have a link for right now, but I definitely should find one. Here we go. You wanna join? If for some reason you haven't joined already, come join us on Discord. And also please follow us on, Twitch. I'd like that a lot. Anyway. They are still fiddling around. We got a yellow flag. Yeah, Fisher has Eden Wall, last season's champion, who has crashed 3 times this race. And yeah, he's getting yellow flag. He's being taken over by Chris Bloom. Not very effective. Oh, and Colin Barter is losing his positions now. Colin actually held on to that 4th place for a long time, but the Hungarian gang has eaten him. And as I was saying earlier, here comes Nils, and he's gonna eat Sultan, I'm afraid. Sultan has had a good run at P1, but I don't think it's gonna last for a long time. How long is it gonna last for? Let's find out. This is a technical track. It is easy to defend on it. It's also extremely easy to make a mistake. So far, Peter has avoided the worst mistakes. He is simply just being chased by a faster driver. Actually, let's go Sultan's rear bumper. So we see Johan Karlberg down behind him. Driving defensively is gonna help. But it might be that better to just drive fast. Although, how do you defend yourself against someone who is simply faster than you? We'll find out. A few laps to go, at least. Good defensive line. But Nils might make it through now. And no, not yet, not yet. And there we go, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that will stick. Nils is gonna be in the lead now. And he might very well carry that one home. Yeah, and Sultan is just gonna let him go. P3 is still Karlberg, who has been running a rather anonymous but solid race too so far. And we have Gal and Kurian, who have been running in exactly that order all weekend. Qualifying, race 1 and race 2, bumper to bumper. Barger is doing fine here in P6. He's been taking advantage of other people's incidents. Even though he's lost a few positions himself, he is doing kinda well. Warnfrost had a bit of door-to-door action, but still doing fine. Last race P9, Jesper Eriksson. When he's not being challenged by the Austrian Daniel Strobe behind him, he's just been running mid-table all weekend. E10 goes to Oldrusser, who's being chased very hard by Paul Stupinski and Julian Strasser. Does Julian have the gumption to punt someone in his own league? We'll find out. Behind him, a man who has forgotten to punt, Pavel Ornevich. Oh, bro. Close enough. As I'm being told there's a yellow flag somewhere. I can't see where. I believe it comes from the fact Warnfrost has made a mistake and lost several seconds. Which does not help him. Not the slightest. Alright, to finish up our race order. Okay, let's try this. Celius Lorinavicius in P14. And finally, P15, Chris Bloom. Lukas Fisher, Aiden Hill, and others have retired. But we still got 15 guys on the track. Let's go down and watch the battle of the Central Europeans as Raptor gets spun. We don't have damage on, but a little bumper-to-bumper action probably isn't appreciated. Well, not that kind, at least. It is a heroic battle for P10. And it's anyone's game, basically. and seems to be pulling away just as nicely. Anyway, as we are on the last lap now, let's go back to our top 5. 6 even. You can see in the pace that it is the same, the 6 guys from P8, from top 8 that survived. As there is a big fat gap down to P9, well, the former P9 Jesper Eriksson. Alberg is being challenged now. Last lap attack for P3. It's gonna last. And Kurian is gonna... Oh, Kurian is gonna punch him a little bit. But it shan't stand. Right. Nils Van Dijkeld in majestic loneliness. Not a lot of race left, and he's probably just gonna take it. One more corner. And he blinks, and it is 2 races, 2 wins. Peter in 2nd, Gal in 3rd, Kolberg in 4th, Kurian in 5th, Arca in 6th. Let's see who comes in next. It's gonna be Eriksson, Stropel, and Frost. Probably. Don't know. Julian Strasser? Strasser. One Pavel. Another Pavel. And some stragglers. So that does conclude our first round of this season. Big winners are obviously Nils here with 2 wins, and Gal here, who was 2nd and 3rd this weekend. Kurian also doing fine with 4th and 5th. Big loser, Lukas Fisher, who basically kissed the wall 4 times too many, probably. And that is not how you defend the title, but all we can do is see what happens next week. As we get the full schedule coming up, the full results here. No penalties given out. As we can see, it's Kokil, Pettery, and Gal. Not much to say, except that Bloom actually managed to stay to avoid being taken by a lap. This is very good, but it is the Hungarian gang who dominates top 5. And the Polish gang dominating top 13, so to say. Anyway, it is already our event. As it now switches. I have not turned on my webcam. I will turn it on momentarily. Give me a moment, because as you can see, we have an event again already next week. Close enough. Close enough. As the exposure has broken again. We are back already again next week on Road America. Same channel, same time, same cars even. And I hope you'll join us again. I have been Handsome Lars Kastrup, and you've been watching TRACC. Goodbye.